welcome you all on National Pollution Day 2021. It, it's my pleasure to welcome you all for the Institution Innovative Council program on National Pollution Day. First and foremost, I'm elated to virtually welcome our respected principal, Dr. K. Manisa, HODs of various departments of Panimalal Engineering College and a faculty to this online event. My heartiest welcome to all my dear friends who have connected here. It's our pleasure to welcome the guest of honor, Mrs. V.O.SANGEETHA ma'am. We are grateful for the acceptance of our invitation and for sharing your valuable time with us. Every year on 2nd December, India observes National Pollution Control Day in the memory of all those who lost their lives in the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. It was one of the worst man-made disasters of all time and affected millions of people. On the night of 2nd and 3rd December, there occurred a gas leak in Bhopal that had silenced thousands of their sleeps. The gas was poisonous methyl isocyanate leaking from the tank in the pesticide production unit of Union Carbide India Limited. Within a matter of hours, the gas had polluted the area and was carried to the nearby residential areas with the wind. Those who couldn't outrun the area were choked to death. Thousands of others suffered severe respiratory ailments. The Bhopal gas tragedy was a harsh reminder that man-made pollution could do enormous, tremendous damage to the lives of the people. This day is contributed for those who have died during those days and has suffered during those days. So government has given some policies on these days to avoid this damage in the further. I'm delighted to take the opportunity to introduce Ms. V.O.SANGEETHA ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry in the SA Engineering College. She has obtained BSc Chemistry from Anna Adarsh College and has completed MSc from DG Vaishnav College in 2000. And she is also a university rank holder in DG Vaishnav College. She has further studies in MPhil in 2001 from Madras University and MBA from Algappa University in 2005 and MSc Psychology from Madras University in 2007. Ma'am now is actively involved in counseling many of the students. She has teaching experience for 18 years in engineering college and 2 years in reputed college. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ritika, for the brief introduction. Ma'am, we welcome you on behalf of Panimalal Engineering College Institute Innovation Council for the session on National Pollution Day. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Litika for having introduced me and also given an introduction of why we are celebrating this day. Then my heartfelt thanks are to the management, principal of Panimalal Engineering College and Dr. Satish for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak on this day. Thank you. So now let's move on to the slide. I'll just share my slide. Please hold on for a few seconds. Can you see the slide? Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So today we are, that is, the country is celebrating National Pollution Control Day. And why we are celebrating it, already Litika has given a good explanation about it. So December 2nd is chosen as the day for it because it is in memory of those who died in a very tragic disaster that happened on the night of December 2nd, which continued till December 3rd, 1984. And it was due to the leakage of the gas methyl isocyanate from that industry. And even now, people who are residing there and who have experienced that, their next generation are continuing to have or face the ill effects of the problem or the disaster. Okay. But is this the only problem that we are facing right now? Because the word pollution, now if you see right from the age of 5, that is first standard onwards, every child is learning a subject called as environmental science. And even in college, I do not know to which group of students, whether it is a first year or second year students I'm addressing. Anyhow, even in the college, you have a mandatory paper, environmental science and engineering. And the reason for the government, actually the Supreme Court has made it mandatory years back that every degree student should have studied this subject during the course of their study. That's why it's a compulsory paper. Every branch of engineering, you will be knowing that they are studying this paper. But as far as an individual is concerned, as a student is concerned, not alone a student, let it be an individual, a layman, we know everything, but to what extent are we following? That's a very great question mark that we need to answer, because we just talk about it, we do not take any efforts to do anything for it. We celebrate a day, we talk about it, we teach our children, we teach students, but all those who are teaching, or all those who are whether it at home at or any other place, are we really doing justice to ourselves? This is a question that we need to ask ourselves. We need to introspect on that. Okay, so the government can do a lot of things, but there is a definitely there is a limit. First, individual, as an individual, we need to think of what we should do. Because see, anybody who is asked to talk, we can talk, we can prepare a presentation. It is easy to give the data, everything is available in your hand itself. Just search in the Google, you get the data. But seriously, as an individual, I have a serious concern and worry, because and when I was called to address the students here for this program, I was in fact a little bit happy, in the sense, even I've been addressing students. I'm also a associate professor in one of the engineering colleges, so I've been in this profession for quite a long time. But still, always my obligation used to be my obligation to students, just like that, you don't study the subject, because getting marks is easy, but what we are doing to the society, let us not always be thinking in terms of course, our prime minister started the Swachh Bharat, and at that time many people, you could see, they used to go clean the beaches, on the roads they used to clean the roads. All this was happening. Fine, every one of us will not be able to do this. All are busy with their own work. But at an individual level, what can we do? How can we contribute to the society, to the world? Because at this juncture, the present situation, it is very, very, very important that every one of us should definitely do our part. We should do justice to ourselves. Only then you can definitely save the earth, and you can, at least to some extent, the pollution can be controlled. Because reading from books, talking about it, is anything anybody can do. Now you are also in college, you can also talk, you can tell your younger ones everything. You can teach them what it is, how it is coming. It doesn't require any rocket science. It is, the science does not involve any space technology in it. It is simple science. But awareness, so what is the purpose? To create awareness. We all know this word awareness, but to what extent are we aware? It's a very great question mark, I can tell you, because in the present scenario, almost all are educated. Rarely you find uneducated people. But it is the so-called educated people who are responsible for the literal degradation of the environment. We are the only responsible people for it. I can very confidently tell that, because you just step out of your house. You just look into just stand outside any company, any industry. There would be some small eateries outside. There would be a dustbin. Nobody bothers to put the waste into the dustbin. They just dump it out. And we talk about, we, the so-called educated people with lot of degrees in our hand, we say, we talk about pollution. Our country is the most polluted. Chennai is so bad. All this we say. But to what extent the government has to do, and the government is doing, but to a lot of extent it is in the hands of the individual. So again, I humbly request, it's an obligation that every student, please, money people are having right now. People are almost all are having a lot of money in their hand. But we need to do justice to the society. If we have to live, the natural disasters, the diseases, the pandemic has definitely taught us a lot, but we forget it in no time. When we experience it, we grumble about it, we crib about it. But after some time, just in a month's time or a week's time, we forget and we are back to our own normal mode, what we were earlier. So this first point, create awareness. See, you should first become aware, and then you have to create awareness among those who do not have it. Educate people. So you are all educated people, educated citizens, educated youth, and you need to educate the ones, this, whoever is around you who are not doing something good to the society. The theme for the year 2021 is to raise, that is, the theme is National Pollution Control Day. Okay, the theme is to raise awareness about the pollution and encourage the government to adapt the policies to mitigate the impact of pollution. What do you mean by mitigate? To reduce. Okay, and the day is observed to make people and industries understand the importance of Pollution Control Act. Of course, again, the acts are there, rules are there, it is already framed. We have the Environmental Protection Act, we have the Air Act, we have the Water Act. I didn't put anything in the slide because it becomes too theoretical. Most of you would have heard of it. Air Act, Water Act, Air Pollution Control Act, Environmental Protection Act, Forest Act, Wildlife Act. So for each and everything we have an act. That is, there is something in the law, and the law says what you should do and what you should not do. And if you don't abide by that law, what is the punishment? That is also mentioned in the law or in the act. But you know, of course, in our country, law is there. To what extent it is being implemented and what is the punishment, that is all again you have to think over it. Fine, but let it be, let that happen. We cannot change that. We need to do something to ourselves and to the society. That is what we can do. Okay, and the day also aims to spread awareness about the prevention of natural resources, prevention of pollution, okay, of natural resources like air, soil, water, noise, etc. So the various types of pollution, all of us know: water, air, soil, thermal, radioactive pollution, noise pollution. So if we have to talk about it, we can talk for actually hours together. And all these pollutions are of great concern in the present time. Very recently, because we have been facing lot of natural calamities unexpectedly, and even the pandemic, everything is, so life has become so uncertain. Added to it is our activity. It is our own activity. When we say that natural disaster, we talk immediately, we have spoiled the nature, and it is taking a step on us now. We are accepting that, but how to go forward with it? At least now what to do? As I said some time back, we cannot just, all of us cannot take a broom and go to the roads and sweep. You need not do it. But at your home, you are an individual, you are a 18-year or 19-year-old student, and there may be 3 or 4 members in your home. You may be residing in a flat. So as a responsible citizen, what you can do, you have a lot of waste being generated. Every house, every company, industry, shop, you can see a lot of waste being generated. So we need to be conscious of how to dispose it. At least from our level. I was very much shocked 2 days back. Exactly, I got a call asking me to just give a program talk, and on the same day, I witnessed a scene wherein in one of the apartments in Chennai, it is quite costly. That is the rental or whatever it is. It is quite costly there. The maintenance, everything there. You high end people are staying there. You can find a lot of Audi and high end cars there. But I was astonished to see the garbage being disposed in the most indisciplined way. All the plastic waste means Harpic can bottles, lot of bottles. See, those bottles are recyclable ones. We can easily put them into a cover and then dispose it. Or everything is dumped together. That is, there are 4 huge cans kept on the ground floor, and just like that, people are throwing the waste in that. And the person, 3 men had come to collect it. It was shocking to see, because I have not seen this. Maybe it is happening everywhere, but for the first time I'm seeing that the 3 men who came to collect that, they were literally segregating each of the waste with the hand without any gloves. I couldn't tolerate that, because see, they are also human beings. It is we who are doing this. And I talked to one of my friend there. I asked, what is this? It is too much, because we should have a concern. See, afraid that they're doing that job. But who's responsible? Can't we just segregate the waste? Will it take 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes to segregate the waste and keep it out? Do we need another person? Don't we feel bad to segregate our own waste? Then how will another person do it? But he or she is doing it. So I request you, every slide, whenever I change, I request again to this community of students whom I'm addressing, please try to become responsible citizens. Okay, so this explanation is not necessary. What is water, what is air? Because everybody knows what is pollution. It is a literal contamination of water or air or soil. Whatever is unwanted is there in it. So you call it as a pollutant. Okay. Now, staying at home. Now you are at home, I am at my home. Still, we feel that fine, we have a very nice home, everything is fine. But how much of air pollution is there inside itself? You see, from the cooking side, it can be the poor ventilation, freshly painted rooms, scented items, pet dander. What do you mean by dander? Dander refers to the fur, this hair, okay, of animals. If you have any pet animals, we are unaware of it. That is, people love to have animals, but if you don't have any respiratory problems, fine. But in the present scenario, the number of people with respiratory problems are on the high. So we need to definitely be conscious about it. Okay, smoking. So these are the reasons for air pollution. So a survey conducted in 2020 showed that of the 14 most polluted cities in the world, 13 of them belong to India. And 12.5% of all the death in India is caused due to air pollution. And you know that presently air pollution is the one buzzword that happens to come every day in the newspapers. Okay. And according to National Health Portal of India, around 7 million people die every year due to air pollution, 4 million of whom are affected by indoor air pollution. Actually, we are not aware. We think, fine, we are all safe, we have a good house, we are not aware of what is actually inside. Okay. Even the earthy materials, that is your ceramic, your tiles, your granite at home, these are all taken from some earthy materials. Very slowly it will start releasing the radioactive substances which is present in it. Okay, they are made, got from the earth, it is converted into a nice smooth granite or marble or whatever it is. So even those substances have got some pollutants in it. Slowly it's over a course of time. So moreover, every 9 people out of 10 are affected by lack of clean air. The pollutants or particles in the air are so tiny that they enter via the mucous membrane or other barriers and damage our heart, lungs, and brain. And This is something that has been happening. If you are all having the habit of reading newspapers or watching news on the television, you would be very much familiar with the news that was happening the last 1 month, especially in the month of November. Okay, Delhi smog, and this is the news as such that appeared in the newspapers. Okay, schools and colleges shut as pollution worsens. So after the pandemic, it reopened, and once again they shut the schools. Okay, Delhi schools reopened today. Today means it was last month. That news I have just taken. Air quality in cities still in very poor category. I would just show you the slide of what is this poor, hazardous, and all that. Delhi air quality this November worst in the last 7 years. You must be knowing about this. Every year during the month of November, December, especially last 3 to 4 years, Delhi pollution is in the news. And this year it has been terrible. Delhi saw 11 severe air quality days in November this year, the highest in the month since CPCB stands for the Central Pollution Control Board. Okay, they started maintaining the air quality data in 2005. After they started maintaining it, they have experienced that is in this year it was been very, very worst. So this is the present scenario in our country itself. There are many cities which are on the top of what, that is most pollutants present in the atmosphere. And this is the bar chart for the PM stands for, here you can see the letter PM, it stands for particulate matter. Again, in the next few slides, you will see what is this 2.5 and 10. Okay, basically air pollutants are of many types. You would have heard of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, then carbon dioxide, which is all resulting in, at a later stage, the so-called global warming phenomenon. Okay, and particulate matter are very, very, very fine dust particles. So the presence of this particulate matter, we have two types of it, 2.5 and 10 micron. The size of it, 2.5 stands for the size of the particulate matter. So if you see, the dates are given below: November 11, November 12, up to 17th. Okay, and you see on November 12th, the particulate matter 2.5 has been the highest, that is around 475. So what is the permissible limit? You will be seeing in the next few slides. You see, this is the condition. You see, just imagine the quality of air that is being taken in by the residents of Delhi. Okay. Now, again, the reasons at that time when this news came, and even now, then and there, it is in the news. So what is the reason? Of course, pollution by individual, that is burning of the fossil fuels, that is one of the major reason. But the government says seasonal burning, that is in the North India. If you see, before the cultivation starts, they will burn the previous harvest, whatever waste is there, that is called as a stubble. Okay, burning of the farm stubble. But later they have again researched on it, and they found that that is contributing only to 10% of the air pollution. So the remaining percentage is just contributed by many other factors. Again, mostly it is the burning of the fossil fuels, be it from the vehicle, that is vehicular emission, or industrial emission. So at the start of every winter, farmers in the states near Delhi burn the residue from rice and wheat. That is what is this farm stubble. Okay, and other crops to make way for growing wheat. So this practice was actually banned in 2015, but the enforcement is weak. That is, people are still doing it. So that is contributing to some percentage of the pollution. So November 15, farm fires contributed to 10% PM 2.5 particle pollution. Okay, but a week earlier, the amount was 48%. Okay, so this is the data, what different, mainly it is a pollution control board which is taking all this data. Now, criteria air pollutants. So EPA, Environmental Protection Act, sets national air quality standards for 6 common pollutants. See, ozone, particulate matter, PM10, PM2.5, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. sulfur dioxide. So PM10 includes particles less than or equal to 10 micrometers in diameter, and PM, particulate matter, 2.5 includes the particle size is 2.5 micrometers. Okay, very, very fine dust particles. And this is the current, that is today's data. Okay, the pollution level, I do not know. I think you will be able to see what is on the screen. The location, Abhiramapuram. I've taken only a few from that. Alandur Bus Depot, Chennai US Consulate, Korattur, Manali, Neelangarai, Stella Maris College, Velachery. And you can see the status. Status means what is based on what we have in these columns. AQI. AQI stands for Air Quality Index. PM 2.5, PM particulate matter 10, temperature, humidity. Now, based on these values, see 151 is the air quality index at Abhiramapuram this morning. This was the status. Okay, and the PM 2.5, that is a particulate matter 2.5 value was 91. So I'll just show you the next slide. See, when the air quality index is 0 to 50, we classify it as good. 51 to 100 is moderate. 101 to 150 is unhealthy. Unhealthy for sensitive groups means there may be many people in our society, in our homes, who are already having some respiratory issues by birth. That is just or kaathu adichuchina they get cold. Okay, those kind of people, that you call them as sensitive people. Okay, 151 to 200 unhealthy, 201 to 3 very unhealthy, and 301 to 500 is hazardous. So actually, if you see in Delhi, this was the range. It was 300 and above. So the air quality index was so bad, especially during the November, December, it is very bad. It was, I use the word was because based on the November data, but otherwise also during this month, that is the winter, peak winter, it is too bad. It is hazardous. And now, if you see the air quality, once again, back to the previous slide, 151, poor we say. Okay, where this is one unhealthy. So if you see some areas moderate, Alandur Bus Depot, then Manali, see the air quality is just 74. You compare, you just see the range. So 74 is here. So that's why moderate. So this is how the Pollution Control Board, this air quality index is a fixed one. Okay. And based on this, only the Pollution Control Board of the various states, we have the Tamil Nadu State Pollution Control Board here in Guindy, so they also give various data then and there. So based on the standards only, they are also giving the value. Okay, value is taken, and whether it is moderate or poor or unhealthy is based on the existing value. Now, so if you see what is the size of this PM 2.5, what should be the size? See, this is a strand of a hair. Okay, just a hair, human hair. It is 50 to 70 microns. That itself, how thin it is. Okay, and beach sand, of course, you can see, you can take it in your hand, but one sand you will not be able to take. It is 90 microns, but you just see it 2.5 means how small. It is definitely invisible. Combustion particles, organic compounds, metals, size less than 2.5 microns. And PM10 contributors are dust, pollen, mold, all these. And again, once again, the pollutants, the sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen and all, when the particle size is in this range, it is coming under the particulate matter 10. So these are the main reasons for the air pollution. So burning of the fossil fuels is the prime reason. Industrial, of course, urbanization, industrialization is happening. We need to happen because it is definitely a sign of development. But to live in a society which is to have harmony within ourselves and in the society, we need to think about it. We need to do something good. So the WHO, that is World Health Organization's latest global air pollution standard, allows for an average of only 15 micrograms per meter cube of the PM2.5 concentration in a 24-hour period. That is, World Health Organization is telling 15 micrograms is the permissible amount. But in India, we have extended it. It is little higher, 4 times more than 60 micrograms. Now, once again, if you see the Chennai air quality level, PM91, you see in Abhiramapuram. So according to our Indian standards, 60, crossed to 60. See here, it is 91. That's why obviously it is poor. Whereas in Alandur bus depot, this morning it was just 70. So it's okay. So based on all these values, we have classified as a moderate, not very polluted. So I think you've got an idea of what is this PM 2.5 and PM 10. Okay. Technically, there isn't a safe level of PM 10, as any amount of particulate matter in your air isn't a good thing. Keeping your exposure to PM concentration below 54 micrograms per meter cube is the best way to prevent any short or long-term health effects from developing. So, lot of death, premature death, then people with respiratory problems or existing respiratory problems, they are not able to cope up with the existing pollution and they die. So this has been happening in the recent times. Last year, around 57,000 people died prematurely in Delhi as a result of exposure to air pollution, according to Greenpeace, despite the COVID lockdown. So why the word despite the COVID lockdown? Because when we were at home for almost 1.5 years, we were at home. Okay, in between there was a break, we went out again. Most of the time, it's almost 2 years now. So we were talking at that time, okay, just because we are at home, at least the pollution has come down. But you see, this is the data. In spite of it also, number of vehicles being very less on the road, still due to respiratory problems, many people have died. So that is about air pollution. Another major pollution, soil, water, everything. In water itself, the marine pollution is one of the greatest disasters caused by mankind. So we know a non-point source refers to something we do not know, that is where from it is coming. It can be sewage. So everybody, people who have a lot of money and fancy over having a house on a beach side, okay, where is the waste getting dumped? Where is the underground, the sewage getting going? It's all mostly let into the water body. Even from industries, it is let into the water body. So this is the scenario. Oil spin, littering, that is dumping of the waste. Even yesterday, if you have watched the television, the news channels, you would have seen the Kaluvinir. You can see a vehicle, that is the waste, sewage waste, okay, which is being collected from either from houses or from various apartments. It is, if you have noticed where they're taking it, they will simply dump it into some open area. If you just go behind that vehicle and see what they are doing, they just dump it, not even into a water body. I have seen them, they just dump it into some open ground. Yesterday in the news, it was shown like they are dumping it into Kuam. So this is, such kind of activities are happening. We are seeing it, but we need to at least do something to stop it. See the condition of the animals in the water, in water bodies. And presently we are using a mask. We just throw it off. And that is also one of the major pollutant right now. And see this, who is the reason for it? Nature is not putting all this on the sand. It is the individual human beings. We are doing it. You go to any place for recreation. During your vacation, you just take a vehicle or you travel to different places. You just visit those places, any place, be it Ooty, Kodaikanal, anywhere. In the water bodies, you have lakes, so many lakes existing in these places. You go there, of course, for your recreation. It's beautiful to see. You can see the waste being dumped by the tourist. It is not the local people who are doing it. It is the tourist. And again, it is the tourists, that is we, the so-called elite community or the educated people of this society, doing all this rubbish work. Okay. Don't you feel it is really bad to do this? At least in future, please don't do it. You just put it. You may be carrying such cans. Put it into a waste bin. There are people to take that and take it to the recycling unit where it can be recycled. So it's a request once again. Okay. It is not that when you see it, when you hear somebody talk on it, yes, no, I have to do. We need to do it. Otherwise, my dear students, please understand one thing. There is a future generation and they also need to live like us. Already we are living in a very bad environment. So just imagine what would be the environment or the kind of living space that your future generation is going to have. So very recently, you would have heard of this in the month of October, that is 31st October to 13th November. There was a summit. Okay, I do not know whether again you have seen the newspapers and news channels. There was a global climate change summit, which was called as the COP26. Okay, and it was called as the COP26. The expansion for it is Conference of Parties, and this is the 26th time it is happening. And the aim was to discuss on the climate change. So I'm not going to discuss about what they discussed there. The title is very clear: discussion on climate change. So when there should happen a discussion on it, okay, you need to understand that just the leaders of various countries participating in it and discussing on it is not sufficient, because everybody is concerned about it right now. That is why they are hosting a summit like this and discussing what would be in 2060, in 2050, all that. And if you want to discuss about how to prevent pollution, what are the control measures, anybody will tell, a small child will tell. You just have to plant trees. Afforestation is the best method. Then you have to reduce the number of vehicles. That is, from one house, just if one car is used, it's enough. You can just go share your car with your neighbor, where 2 or 3 of you can go. All these points everybody knows. But every time, practically, certain things are not possible. But at least some points, as an individual, let us think of it. So don't burn waste in crowded area, as the smoke leads to severe health damage. So this is a National Pollution Prevention Day 2021. How to control? Promote the use of renewable energy and recyclable products. So here lies our role. That is, as a normal person, okay, as a normal person, what can we do? The recyclable waste in our home, please segregate it, put it in a separate cover, and you can give it to the recycling unit directly. There are many people, there are many recycling shops here and there. They will come and collect it. You need not, don't give it. That's how it is.
Ma'am, Sangeetha, ma'am.
Yes, time is up.
Ma'am, I think there is some problem with your audio, ma'am. Please look into
Yes,
it.
sir.
I think there is some problem in your audio.
From how long time?
No, just now.
Okay, I don't know what time.
Just pull it out and plug in again, ma'am.
One minute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, it is audible, but there is some disturbance in your...
Breaking, it's breaking, huh?
No, it's not breaking. There is some echo, I think.
Okay. So, is it audible now, Satish? Satish, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, anyhow, it's almost to the completion.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So students, so enhance plantation by opting for urban forest and green roofs to reduce pollution. And you can see this green roofs on many of the apartments. People are doing, many people have started gardening, even if they stay in small apartments, okay, avoid wastage of electricity. All these things are something that we can do at an individual level. Nobody needs to enforce something on us. We need not wait for the government to act for us to do this. It is, we have to do it. We need to be responsible. Don't dump garbage or waste in rivers, water bodies. Sensitive groups should wear a mask outdoors, should reduce outdoor exercise. So outdoor exercise, why this point is mentioned here is, so already it is polluted. When we go out and do some kind of cycling, exertion is happening to a greater extent. What is happening? You are doing to have a good health, but you are inhaling a bad air. So that is not going to have a good effect on your system. So finally, these are some of the plants. See, these plants you would have seen in our places itself. It is very much available in Chennai. It will very well grow in tropical places. Satish, it is audible now?
Yes, ma'am, it is audible, but there is some disturbances there, but that is acceptable, ma'am. No problem.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay.
Now it is clear, ma'am. I think now it is clear.
Okay. So
Just
these are some of the plants. See, it's very much available. So as young students, you can also have these plants. You can grow them. This is called as a peace lily plant. Okay, this plant is peace lily. You can rate a search in the Google also. It is also very much available in various nurseries you get. It's a very good indoor plant that helps in absorbing the toxic substances present in the air. Similarly, this is called as a snake plant. This also you would have seen, many people might be having in their homes also, snake plant. This is also some, it's not very costly. You can afford to buy it. You have a money plant. These plants you can just grow in your homes itself, because you can keep it on your computer table itself. You have a table, you can keep it besides you, so that you inhale good air. Okay. And finally, I would like to say, of course, all of us know we all need to live here. So we have to save our earth. And our planet is very precious, and only we can save it. Okay, we cannot go talk to the animals and tell the animals, we can grow an animal, but we cannot talk the animals, you please save the earth. We cannot tell them. So you and me are responsible for everything. So let us do justice to the society, to first ourselves and then to the society. When we say justice, again I would like to say, at a normal level, as a normal person, let us not spoil it. We cannot take the broomstick or any other thing and go to the roads. You need not do that. Who will do that? That would be your question. You need not do that. Just let us not create problem for others. Only then you and me and the entire world can breathe good air, drink good water, and live little bit peacefully, at least for a few years. So I would like to conclude with this. And once again, I thank the management principal, Dr. Satish Kumar, for giving me this opportunity to speak here. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was really a wonderful session. And then I don't even know whether these plants are kept for good air inside the room. I just thought it is for just for a decorative purpose. But today I came to know that is
Yeah,
really helpful
it is
for our
actually mostly
health as
available
well.
in most of our houses itself, but we are not
Okay,
aware.
okay, okay. I thought it is for just to decorate to decorate,
Yeah,
but
ornamental plants.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was really a wonderful session. On behalf of Panimal Engineering College and Institute Innovation Council, I really thank you for giving presentations to our students. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ritika, you can wind up the session, ma'am.
Yeah, sir. I, Likita, on behalf of everyone here today, thank you for taking the time to speak to us, ma'am. Your insights into pollution and how it impacts the lives of so many people was both fascinating and amazing. But I particularly like hearing about new initiatives being taken place for preventing the pollution happening in this world. I I would like to thank for giving us this wonderful presentation today, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.